You know that feeling, right? You've got a fantastic idea for a product, maybe a new feature. You are absolutely buzzing with excitement. You can already picture it being a huge hit. But how do you actually get from that initial spark to something that people will love and use? Well, today we're going to talk about a tool that's designed to do just that.
First things first, we have to ask ourselves a pretty tough question, one that I think a lot of us have faced. Why is it that so many truly brilliant ideas backed by super talented teams and a ton of work, end up becoming features that, well, nobody uses? It's like this ghost in the machine of product development, and it's incredibly frustrating.
The answer, and this might surprise you, is usually pretty simple. It's because there's a disconnect, a huge gap between the big picture business strategy and the everyday design decisions being made on the ground. We end up building things without a clear, solid reason that ties back to what the business actually needs and what users genuinely want. Okay, but what if we could stop all that guesswork? This is where a really powerful method comes into play. Think about it like a carpenter who measures twice before making a single cut, or a hunter who aims very carefully before taking the shot. It's all about being deliberate, being strategic.
And that solution is called a trigger map. The real beauty of it is its simplicity. I mean, we're talking about a single slide, one visual that forges this unbreakable link between your most important business goals and even the tiniest design choices. It is the missing piece of the puzzle.
So how does this thing actually work? Well, a trigger map connects three absolutely critical layers. It builds a bridge from what you, the business, need to achieve to what they, your users, actually do. It's kind of like a GPS for your strategy. Let's break down these layers.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with layer one, your business goals. This is your why. It's your big, aspirational vision for the future, sure, but it's also broken down into concrete, measurable objectives. We're not talking about some vague mission statement here. This is about defining exactly what winning looks like for your business. Next up, layer two, your target groups. And the keyword here is specific. We're not talking about broad categories like, moms between 30 and 40. No, we're talking about pinpointing the exact groups of people whose actions are going to have the biggest, most direct impact on those business goals we just talked about. And finally, we get to layer three, their usage goals. This is where we pivot from the business needs to some real human psychology. This layer isn't about the features users say they want. It's about getting to their deeper motivations. What are they really trying to accomplish? And maybe even more important, what pains, what fears are they trying to get away from? This is their why.
And that layer, the psychological one, that's where the real magic of trigger mapping comes alive. I'm telling you, understanding what truly motivates someone to take action is the absolute key to designing products that they don't just use, but that they truly love.
Now, motivation usually breaks down into two really powerful forces. On one hand, you have positive drivers. These are the goals, the dreams, the things that pull people toward your product. But on the other hand, you have negative drivers, the anxieties, the problems, the fears that push them to act and find a solution. And as you're about to see, one of these is way more powerful than the other. And look, this isn't just a hunch. This idea is backed by decades of research from pioneers in behavioral psychology, like Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky. It's a concept called loss aversion, and this quote just nails it. We are wired to work much harder to avoid losing something than we are to gain something of equal value. Understanding this and mapping those negative drivers, that's often the secret sauce for making a product feel totally essential. All right, so we've got our business goals, we've got our target groups, and we understand their psychological drivers. So now let's put it all together and see how these pieces combine to create that single, powerful visual that makes your entire strategy crystal clear to everyone on the team. Building the map itself follows a really clear, logical process. You start by defining your goals. Then you zero in on those key target groups. From there, you dig in and map out their driving forces, both positive and negative. And finally, and this part is so crucial, you systematically score your feature ideas based on how well they actually solve for those user drivers. It ensures every single decision is backed by real strategy. And here it is. This is what it looks like. You can literally see the clear, traceable line of logic. So for example, a business goal to increase customer retention might connect to the small business owner target group, and maybe their biggest negative driver is the fear of making a costly mistake. Bam! A feature that provides automated error checking speaks directly to that fear, proving its strategic value. So now, when a stakeholder asks, "Hey, why are we building this?" you don't give them an opinion, you just point to the map.
The change this creates within a team is, well, it's a total game changer. You move away from all the debates, the opinions, the guesswork, and you step into a world of real strategic clarity and confidence. Suddenly, everyone is on the same page, reading from the exact same playbook.
So let's just quickly recap the huge benefits here. First, you stop guessing, because every single decision is now tied directly to strategy. Second, you get instant team alignment. Your priorities become totally defensible. They're based on logic, not on who has the loudest voice in the room. And because the map is focused on timeless user psychology, it doesn't get old and stale the minute you launch a new feature. It's a living document.
At the end of the day, building amazing products doesn't have to be a roll of the dice. By connecting your strategy directly to the core of user psychology, you can be confident that you're building things that truly matter. So the only question left is, are you ready to stop guessing and start mapping?